Hello, welcome back to Once Upon a Good Time. And today we're at a very historical site. We're at the Pearl Harbor Memorial Museum. And I want to share that with you. So sit back, relax, and enjoy it, and let's have a good time. So we just made it to Pearl Harbor's Memorial Museum, and look how packed it is. Actually, it's supposed to be 50% capacity. Hawaii is not fully open, so they are still very strict. You still got to wear face masks. It's not lifted back in California. So let's take a look right here. Pearl Harbor Historical Sites. Here is your museum. Pearl Harbor Memorial Theater, Snack Shack, and the bookstore to your left. This place is a national treasure, Pearl Harbor Museum. I've been here once. This is my second time. Unfortunately, we didn't get a ticket this time. Maybe tomorrow. Or actually, we're leaving tomorrow, so. But I'm okay as long as we're here. Weather's beautiful, about 80 degrees. Nice wind. Let's see. Look at behind me. Nice palm trees. Paradise. Now here is the crossroads of the Pacific. Left is the Orient. Right is North America. You can see Honolulu. Right, South America, Australia. And it gives you the directions of which country, state. You can tell it's very historic. This has been here for a long time, you can tell. Very helpful and informative. It looks like a big compass. Tells you which direction do you want to go.
Notice I said when, not if. When we bring you in, you don't need a ticket, you don't need to pay anything. Of course, Danny and I could use some beers for later. I'm kidding. But what you're going to do is you're going to go through the theater, out the back door, down a ramp, and right onto the boat. While you're on the boat or at the memorial, we do not allow food or drink other than clear water. Make sure all electronic devices are on silent. And if anybody happens to have a cell phone, do not use your phone on the boat or at the memorial except as a camera. All right? Everybody got that? Any questions? All right. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to turn it over to our illustrious historian for Pearl Harbor National Memorial, Mr. Daniel Martinez.
Thanks, Phil. I've never been called illustrious. That's hard to carry. Thanks, Phil. Can you tell he was in the Marine Corps? Yeah. One of your buddies there. They have no volume. Well, some of you have been with me. How many of you have been with me for the last program, right? I'm not going to go over a lot of stuff. I'll try to get some new stuff. First of all, I'd like to welcome all of you on behalf of the National Park Service to Pearl Harbor National Memorial. That's where you're at. And it's your national park. How many Americans are among the group here? Raise your hand. Wait a second, I don't see hands going high here. Yeah, oh, there we go. Wow, a whole bunch of you. Okay, all right. Well, when you come here, some of you said, well, we're going to the Arizona Memorial. There's no Arizona Memorial. There's the USS Arizona Memorial, United States ship, and that's the proper name for it. This is part of the National Park Service system. How many of you have been to your national park? Was friendly fire. Shells that were being fired at the plane, but not being fused to explode at the altitude. goes up, came down all over Honolulu and Waikiki. 49 civilians lost their lives that day. Several hundred, we think, were wounded. The island was in absolute chaos. You think it's quiet here right now, and it is, except perhaps Waikiki is a little loud. But at the time, there was only really two major hotels, the Royal Hawaiian and the Moana Circle. But suddenly, the island, especially the people that lived up on these hills, try to imagine all of those homes not there. That's all sugar cane up there. And the C&H sugar refinery, which was then Oahu Sugar, was right up there. In fact, part of the building still. So this was all farmland. This was out in the country. And you can see out there just waves of sugar cane across the way. But Pearl Harbor, if you saw it from the plane, any of you saw the plane when you're coming in? It's a vast network that's almost like a hand, which blocks of water go in several directions. The main part of the harbor is right here. And on the morning of December 7th, there were over 180 ships. The main battle line, somebody believes, is tied up, not anchored, because they don't drop anchor here. They tied up to those mooring quays, those white blocks you'll see. And you'll see the names of the ship there. They were tied up along what was called Battleship Row. And the Japanese knew that. I didn't mention this in my previous talk. The man that was most, I guess, in a way, responsible for the targeting was a Japanese naval officer named Takeo Yoshikawa. Takeo Yoshikawa was about ready to be cashiered out of the Japanese Navy. He had a lot of illnesses. But one of the officers said, "We need him. This guy studies in his spare time the Pacific Fleet. He knew more about the Pacific Fleet than most people in the Pacific Fleet. He could identify ships, he knew what type of guns they had, what its speed was, when it was built, because he read the Navy Journal."
So we are on the Pearl Harbor, well, actually U.S. Memorial. We're about to head out to Pearl Harbor. My correction. We are on the water. You can still see the remains of the USS Memorial ship from the bottom of the ocean, and some of the oil spills is arising from the top of the ocean. Around you, you're surrounded by the remains of the USS Memorial ship. This is the room where they have all the names of the USS officers that gave their lives that day for Pearl Harbor. To the memory of the gallant men here entombed and their shipmates who gave their lives in action on December 7th, 1941 on the USS Arizona. So we just left Pearl Harbor, got off the USS Memorial. Beautiful sight. I recommend everybody getting on it at least once. So we're just closing out the statement. I love, this is my second time coming to Pearl Harbor, but I do recommend everyone visiting Pearl Harbor, paying their respects to the fallen US Navy back in the 40s. So this is the area where they show the fallen soldiers. It's a homage to all the US Navy, and they show a model of the island of Pearl Harbor in the middle. Much respect to the US Navy that fought for our freedom and unfortunately died during Pearl Harbor. My condolences to them all. Thank you so much for watching Once Upon a Good Time. If you're not a subscriber, please like and subscribe. If you are, we are very grateful and thank you. Stay tuned for more videos from Hawaii. Remember, stay positive and hang loose. Mahalo. Much love, everybody.